You've been carrying it for a while now, haven't you? That quiet ache. That weight no one else seems to notice. You smile when you're supposed to, nod when they talk, even laugh sometimes. But behind your eyes, there's something that never quite lets go. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shout. But it's always there, like a low hum in the background of your life. And maybe, just maybe, you've gotten so used to it, you stopped questioning why it hurts in the first place. Let's call it what it is. Pain. Emotional pain. Not the kind you can bandage or ice. The kind that makes you sit in your car a little longer before going inside. The kind that keeps you up at night, wondering how things ended up this way. And yet, you don't talk about it. Maybe because you've tried, and people didn't get it. Or worse, they minimized it. That was years ago. You're overthinking. You should be grateful. So you learned to hide it. To tuck it away under work, habits, distractions, even achievements. You became really good at looking fine. But here's the truth most people will never say out loud. The pain you hide might be the exact place where your true power lives. That sounds strange, right? But stay with me. Pain, when ignored, becomes poison. But when faced, it becomes fuel. You see, pain isn't just something bad that happened to you. It's something trying to speak to you. It carries messages, memories, lessons. And when you bury it, you don't get rid of it. You just stop hearing what it's trying to say. And what it's saying might surprise you. Because pain doesn't always mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes, pain means something powerful is waking up inside of you. Let's think about this differently. Imagine a seed underground. It's dark, compressed, crushed by layers of earth. From the outside, it looks buried, forgotten. But that pressure, that weight, it's what triggers the seed to crack open. That crack, that's where the life begins. You are that seed. And the pressure you're feeling, whether it's loneliness, shame, regret, or heartbreak, might not be your ending. It might be your opening. But here's where most people get stuck. They think pain makes them broken. And that belief becomes a prison. So they hide the pain, smile through it, numb it with busyness, call it weakness. But what if it's not weakness at all? What if your pain is a signal that you're ready to grow beyond the surface life you've been pretending to live? What if the very thing you think disqualifies you is what actually qualifies you? Think about it. The people you admire the most, if they're honest, carry scars. Not one of them got strong by living a perfect life. They got strong by facing what most people run from. By sitting with their own shadows until they understood them. By taking what was meant to destroy them and building with it instead. And you can too. But first, you have to stop hiding it. You don't have to tell the world. You don't even have to tell your friends. But you do have to tell yourself the truth. You have to get honest, in a quiet moment, and say, I'm still hurting from that. I haven't healed from this. That still affects me, even today. Not because admitting it makes you weak, but because truth is the first door to transformation. You can't heal what you won't name. You can't grow past what you pretend doesn't exist. And most importantly, you can't access the power inside your pain until you stop pushing it away. Let's go there together. In the next part, we'll talk about what happens when you stop running and how to listen to your pain without being consumed by it. Because once you hear what it's really saying, you might realize it's been trying to set you free all along. So what happens when you stop running? Let's be real, most people never do. They keep sprinting through life, hoping that if they stay busy enough, distracted enough, successful enough, maybe that ache inside will finally shut up. But it never does. It just whispers louder in the quiet, in the stillness after the party, in the silence of a dark bedroom, in the pause between doing and being. And that's when it hits. The truth, the grief, the thing you've been avoiding all along. See, the problem with running from pain is that it has endurance. It'll follow you into promotions, relationships, apartments, even across continents, because it doesn't live out there. It lives in here, inside your chest, in your nervous system, in your breath, your patterns, your choices. You might think you're avoiding the past, but really, The past is shaping your present. Quietly, patiently, persistently. And one of the cruelest effects of hidden pain, it makes you sabotage your own peace. Without even realizing it, you start saying yes when you mean no, overthinking every conversation, settling for less because you don't believe you deserve more, chasing validation from people who wouldn't even look for you if you went missing, working yourself into exhaustion just to prove you're not lazy, all because something deep inside you is still echoing a lie you once believed. I'm not enough as I am. That belief is the parasite your pain feeds. But here's the shift. Your pain doesn't want to destroy you. It wants to be acknowledged, to be seen, to be understood. Because once it's seen, it starts to lose control over you. And how do you do that? How do you face pain without letting it drown you? It starts in stillness. Let's imagine this. You're sitting in a room. No music, no distractions, just you and whatever rises. And at first, it's uncomfortable. Memories bubble up. Embarrassments. Regrets. You remember the breakup you never processed. The parent who left. The thing someone said in childhood that stuck like glass inside your identity. But if you breathe and let it come, you'll start to notice something remarkable. Your pain has a shape, a message. It's not just chaos. It's trying to teach you something. Maybe it's saying, stop trying to earn love that should have been freely given. You don't have to carry responsibility for their behavior anymore. That wasn't your fault. You're allowed to leave what hurt you. You're not broken. You were wounded. There's a difference. This is where healing begins, not with grand gestures or dramatic speeches, but with quiet recognition. And in that moment, you don't need to fix everything. You don't even need to know what comes next. You just need to say, I see you, I hear you, and I'm here now. That's more powerful than people realize. Because when pain is finally seen, it softens. When it's welcomed instead of buried, it transforms. It doesn't disappear instantly, but it stops controlling you from the shadows. Think about it like this. Have you ever walked into a dark room and panicked because you couldn't see? But once your eyes adjusted, even just a little, the fear faded. You realized it wasn't a monster in the corner, just a coat rack. That's what facing your pain does. It brings light into the emotional darkness. It lets your inner eyes adjust. And suddenly, what once terrified you becomes manageable, knowable, even usable. That's the turning point, when pain becomes power. Not because it leaves, but because you stop fearing it. And from that place, something incredible happens. You start speaking differently, acting differently, choosing differently. You no longer let old pain write your new story. You don't settle the way you used to. You stop proving, performing, apologizing for simply existing. You move through the world with quiet authority, because you've touched the deepest part of yourself and survived it. That's power. Not loud, not flashy, not controlling, just present, steady, real. And guess what? That kind of presence, it's magnetic. It changes how people feel around you. It changes what you attract. Not because you're healed, but because you're honest. Whole in your brokenness, real in your rise. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean you never cry again, or that triggers won't show up. It means that when they do, they don't own you anymore. You don't flinch the same way. You recognize the pattern, the old pain, and you breathe instead of react. You respond instead of collapse. You hold space for yourself like a friend would. And over time, the pain that once silenced you now speaks wisdom through you. You become the person you needed back then. And others begin to feel safe around you because you're safe with yourself. That's transformation. That's where this journey leads. So if you're still hurting, that's okay. You're allowed to carry pain and still move forward. You're allowed to feel lost and still be becoming. You don't have to fix everything today. You just have to keep choosing truth over silence and healing over hiding. You're not weak for what you feel. You're strong for still being here. Whatever you're facing, you don't have to face it alone. You're not broken. You're becoming.